Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build video in The Sims 4. I hope you all had an amazing Christmas and New Year because this is my very first speed build of 2021, which is kind of crazy. So I thought I'd start off this new year with a bang, and I thought I would build a very traditional looking 3-story townhouse, which is something that I've had on my to-do build list. So I have a list of things that I want to build, and this particular house has been on my list for quite some time, even though I think I was kind of scared to do it because I think there aren't loads out there, but from the ones that I've seen they're so unbelievable, and I didn't think that I could do this type of house justice. Luckily, I think it actually turned out quite well, so I'm so thankful for this, and I had such a good time building it as well, which was amazing because I have had a little break over Christmas. I haven't had a massive break, and I don't want to talk about work and everything that's going on in the world too much, but I have been furloughed from work indefinitely, so for the next, I honestly don't know how long it's going to be, but I'm sort of going to throw myself into my YouTube channel. Not that I haven't been already, but I'm going to give it my 1000% focus because there's nothing else that I can really be doing right now. So I'm just going to throw myself into the channel, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do a lot of speed builds. There isn't going to be speed builds every day, but I'm definitely going to try and upload a lot more frequently. So I am kind of excited. So yeah, this is the first build of 2021, and I do really like how this turned out. Now, I did the roofing off camera because I'm gonna be completely honest, I knew I wanted to do a flat top roof, but I didn't know how to do it because I've never done it before. And so I had to stop recording midway and then Google it and then come back and try and work it out. And I initially did record me doing it, but it took me so long to try and figure out how to do it, and it's really not that difficult. It's the strangest thing. So basically you build a square of like new walls, and then you put roofing around it. It's really not that hard, but for some reason my brain couldn't comprehend what I had to do. So I ended up just cutting it out of the speed build completely, and you'll be thankful for that, trust me, because otherwise you'd have been sat here for probably an extra 10 minutes unnecessarily, so you're welcome. But the exterior changes ever so slightly throughout the process, especially with colour swatches. And I initially started this build because I've been thinking recently about using custom content in my builds, and so I downloaded some custom content, and you'll see through my catalogue, you'll see a few bits of custom content, and you might be thinking, well, that's strange, I thought you were CC free. I still am custom content free, and there is a slight story behind it, so if you are still with me, please bear with me while I just have a little bit of a ramble on about this. So I did download some custom content, and it was gorgeous, absolutely stunning, and I actually used it in this build when I first started. And it looked nice, you know, it's nothing to do with the custom content itself. I think it's more to do with my style of building and decorating, and that I just don't think it fits my aesthetic. And so I tried to make it work, and it looked okay, but then I slept on it because I did this build in about 3 sittings, I think. And I slept on it, and I realised that I wanted to keep it custom content free. That is something that I will always promise you guys, is that the builds that I provide for you and that you see on the channel will be custom content free. I have come to the realisation that it's just not for me. It doesn't fit with my style, it doesn't fit with my every time. It doesn't fit with my aesthetic, and so I ended up ditching it completely. And the paneling you see on the house currently is custom content, but when I sat down for the second time, I removed all of the custom content, and then I went just as normal. So that's the ramble about that. So it's really not that interesting, but yeah, as I said, I had a lot of fun building this house because I actually live in a 3-story townhouse myself. It doesn't look anything like this on the outside. and it doesn't look anything like this on the inside. So the idea behind this build was that it's quite a traditional looking townhouse, and I imagined that the family that moved in here did some renovation work, and I imagined that where these beams are now, I imagine that they knocked down a wall, because I think open plan in a style of house like this wouldn't really have been seen. So I can imagine that while they were renovating, they knocked down that wall but kept the beam structure. And so that's what you see there. So those beams are from the vampire stuff pack, I think. Is vampires a stuff pack, or is it a game pack? It's a game pack, because stuff packs don't come with worlds. So it's from the vampires pack, and I wanted to keep it traditional, but at the same time, you know, like really elegant looking, really traditional looking, but also clean, and like the family has come in here and just given it a, you know, at least a fresh coat of paint, and they've thought about what they wanted to do with the build. So that's kind of the backstory behind this one. And as I said, I do really like how this came out. I am really happy with it. So I hope if you do download this house that you're happy with it too, and your sim families enjoy living here. And I even had fun doing the living room, which is unusual for me, because normally kitchens are my absolute favourite rooms to do, but with this one I actually think I prefer the living room, which is weird. I think my last few speed builds have been like this. I don't know what's happening but I'm really liking doing living rooms at the moment, so maybe we can get that love to master bedrooms eventually as well. That'd be kind of cool, because, you know, if you are returning to the channel, then you'll know that master bedrooms are not my favourite thing in the world to decorate but we'll get there. We will definitely get there. So we're just adding some finishing touches to the kitchen here, and then we move on to the living room very shortly, if not now. No. I can never remember. I literally just finished this build tonight and I can't remember like what I did and when I did it. It's the strangest thing. And I only started building this yesterday, so it's now Monday, so I started building this on Sunday, and I am going to start pre-recording so that I just sit and do voiceovers. But I often find with that, I have tried that before and I feel quite burnt out when I do that, whereas when I've done the build and then I do the voiceover and then I do all the editing and stuff like that, I feel like it's fresh in my memory and I feel like I can talk about it a bit more. But I think because I want to push more content out for you guys over the next, as I said, we don't really know how long it's going to be, I'm going to have to do some pre-recording, I think. And I do have a really special build planned for the next one, which I am going to start tomorrow morning, I think. And that could potentially be out, it might be out tomorrow, or it might be out Wednesday, we'll see. But, oh, I'm so excited for you guys to see it. I just want to start branching out and doing some different things on the channel and try and broaden my building horizons, because I think it's so easy to get caught up in your comfort zone. I think it's like this in life anyway, isn't it? You know, you get caught up in what you're comfortable doing and then you don't ever grow because you're not trying new things. So I guess, yeah, I just wanted to try some new things, and I want you guys to have a vast, what's the word I'm looking for, choice of, you know, builds that I've done, and that, you know, you can come on my gallery page and think, okay, well, I'm looking for this style of house and I've got it. So that's the kind of the idea. But yes, the living room, I love this bay window area that we ended up having just because of the structure on the outside. I thought that looked so nice, and I used not a lot of base game items, but I used some base game items, and I absolutely had to use this rug from the Snowy Escape not stuff pack, it is an expansion pack, I'm so sorry, the Snowy Escape expansion pack, because it's one of my go-to rugs. I have a rug like this in my living room in real life. It's just a small grey one, and it's not real because my dog Harley insists on he like pulls it up and then like rubs his face on it. So we're kind of reluctant to get anything more expensive than what we've got, because I don't know what he's got against rugs, but he does it with pretty much every rug that we have in the house. So it's kind of funny but kind of frustrating at the same time. So the living room is pretty much finished. We are just adding some finishing touches, and we use this lovely, I don't know what you call it, like an entrance cabinet from the Eco Lifestyle expansion pack. because we all know I absolutely adore the items from that expansion pack. They are absolutely gorgeous. I think they go with pretty much any build, depending on obviously how you use them. But I think they, in particular, I don't think we used a huge amount in this build, but we did use some. Now, we are onto the first floor of the house, and I could have very easily made this a 4-bedroom house, but it's 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. There is a, I call them reception rooms, so there's like a second living room, and there's also a study, which is, I think, a kind of a nice surprise, because I never add these in my builds, and I thought this was the kind of house that I wanted to add it to. So I think it works really, really well, and I do really like how it came out. The other thing I wanted to add to this house, not to the house, to the study, was a fireplace. But there just wasn't really room for it. I mean, we could have put one in there, but I wanted there to be a bookshelf. I wanted there to be some kind of sofa and a side table with a lamp on it. And so it just wasn't going to work without it looking really, really cramped. So we ended up leaving that out. And it's okay, because in the reception room, we do put a fireplace, because there isn't one in the living room downstairs. And so I thought it might be kind of a nice touch if we added it to the, whatever you want to call it. It's either the second living room or the reception room. I think it just depends on where you're from and what you class it as. But I would class this as a reception room because it's smaller than the living room. And so I end up going through, so I almost used this fireplace from the cats and dogs expansion pack, and then I realised it was too big for the room, and so we just used this one instead. I think that first one was from the cats and dogs expansion pack. I know the second one definitely is. And then I was trying to work out what colours I wanted to use in this room, what vibe I wanted to go for. And I also thought, because we've got an archway leading to the office, the two kind of had to tie in together. And so we end up using a lot of woods. So throughout this build, there's a lot of dark woods, there's a lot of earthy tones, but there's also a lot of creams and whites as well, just to freshen it up a bit. And then this is really funny, because I realised that I hadn't put a door leading to any of these rooms until just before I posted it to the gallery. I do end up putting a door there, I absolutely promise. So it's just on the left hand side of the fireplace. So don't worry, you will absolutely be able to access both of these rooms. And I was going to add one to the office as well, but because I liked everything where it was, I ended up not. Practicality wise, I think in real life that wouldn't even be a thing. I think there would be a door leading to the office, but it's The Sims, so I make my own rules, okay? So yeah, there's just a door leading into the reception room here, and using a couple of items from the Snowy Escape pack. A couple of items. We use a lot of base game items here. There's some Parenthood. There's pretty much a mixture of everything in this house. I do need to do a pack restricted build very, very soon, because they really challenge me, because I'm so used to having complete freedom when it comes to my builds. I find them kind of hard sometimes, but that's okay. You know, I think that's what makes you... there's some people that can make base game builds absolutely amazing. You know who you are, April. You are one of these people. So April is Miss Simrina, if you aren't familiar. So if you want to go and find her on YouTube, she's called Miss Simrina. She is absolutely amazing at doing base game only builds. I am not. I think I've only done one on the channel so far, so maybe I need to be doing one of them this week as well. We'll see. I've got so many ideas, but I am super excited for the one that I'm going to start tomorrow. I just can't work out if I want to show like a work in progress picture on Twitter, because I did do with this house and it did really well, and I think a lot of people were quite excited about it. So it kind of gives me a good indication of how it's going to be received, because I think sometimes I'm so nervous to post my work because I'm scared that people won't like it. And then so it's kind of a good idea, I suppose, to put it on Twitter or Instagram or wherever first, just to get an idea of how people are going to receive it, kind of thing. So now we are onto the top floor of the house. This is where the 2 bedrooms are, and also another bathroom. So there is a bathroom on the floor down below as well, because I thought in a 3-story house you need to have at least 2 bathrooms, because practicality wise, having 1 bathroom, I think it's not going to be enough. So we end up putting 2 in. This bedroom in particular, there's nothing too special going on, I'll be completely honest, but this is one of my favourite beds ever to use from the City Living expansion pack, I think this is from, and I absolutely love it. I would absolutely love to have a bed like that in real life. It looks so nice, so elegant, so cozy. Oh, it just looks so good. And then I ended up adding this rug in as well, this green one, because I was feeling like there wasn't really enough colour in it. And actually looking back, I've no idea why I put those pictures above the bed, because there's no red in the room whatsoever. It's okay though. I think I can just get away with that. So this is actually quite a generously sized bathroom. So we end up putting a bath and a shower in here. So obviously the bathroom down on the floor down below. I keep saying downstairs, but downstairs is the ground floor. On the floor down below, there's just a shower. But with this one, I also wanted to put a bath, because I think that would be the bathroom that people use, especially in the middle of the night. And then we move on to this children's room, which, oh, I'll be honest, I normally love doing children's rooms, but this one, it's just okay, I think. I don't think it turned out amazing. What? I did it again. I swear I can speak. I promise I can. So this is not one of my favourite children's rooms that I've ever done. It's not the worst by any means, but it's just not, I don't know what it is. There's just something off about it. I don't know. I'm not going to harp on too much because it's still cute, but you know, that's okay. So we use a lot of creams, purples, blues, pinks, and I'll be honest, I think it might be the wallpaper that's putting me off, but my reasoning behind using this wallpaper was that I can imagine this probably would have been, like, I know it doesn't sound very nice, but like maybe one of the last rooms to be renovated. And I feel like maybe the child that's in here sort of insisted that like they wanted to be in there as soon as possible. So like, don't worry about the wallpaper, we'll just keep the wallpaper on. And that's what they've done. I don't know. I come up with these backstories for my builds sometimes, and sometimes they make sense. Sometimes they don't. I feel like this one doesn't, but it's okay. It still looks quite cute. I just don't think it's one of my best ones, that's all. Because I think I was that excited about the rest of the house. I was just so keen to put it up and put it up for download and get this voiceover done. I don't know. And then very quickly we move on to the, it's not even a back garden, it's a side garden. But we just put a seating area, a barbecue, and then there's a place for your Sims to eat their food as well, just under the umbrellaed table, I suppose that's called. I guess. Nothing special again, but I thought it was quite important for there to be a place for your Sims to go, you know, to relax outside. So I'm going to leave you guys here, but I really hope you enjoyed this speed build as much as I enjoyed doing this for you guys. And if you do download this house, please let me know. It's available to download from the gallery under my origin ID, which is RachelPedd. Tray files are linked down in the description below, and screenshots are at the end of the build, just in case you'd like to see what it looks like in game. But thank you so much for joining me here today, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!